His Excellency Martin Roper, Governor, Cayman Islands, the Honourable Dwayne Seymour, Minister of Health, Environment, Culture and Housing, who's on his way, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, Minister for Education, Youth, Sports and Agriculture, the Honourable Roy McTaggart, Minister of Finance, the Honourable Joey Hugh, Minister of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, the Honourable Samuel Bulgin, the Honourable Anthony Eden, Ms. Nellie Pucci, Acting Chief Officer of Health, Environment, Culture and Housing, Ms. Jennifer Ahern, Strategic Operation Officer, Office of the Deputy Governor, Ms. Tammy Hopkins, Acting Director of the Department of Education Services, Ms. Janet Flynn, Senior Policy Advisor in the Ministry of Health, Ms. J.C. Patrick, Miss World Cayman Islands, Ms. Mariah Tibbetts, Miss World Cayman, other distinguished guests, sponsors, speakers, delegates, welcome. My name is Lizette Yearwood, and I'm a founding member of the Alex Panton Foundation, and it is my pleasure to be your MC here today. Before we get started, we have a few housekeeping reminders. If you have your phones on you, please turn it off or put it on silent. Wi-Fi is kindly sponsored by Maples, and the password is Maples Group, all lowercase, so it's not case sensitive. You should have received a program and on your seat, which includes the details of today's run of show, all the speakers and exhibitors. And we're delighted to have so many outstanding speakers and panelists joining us today, and their full biographies will be found on the Alex Panton Foundation, alexpantonfoundation.ky website. We have over 25 exhibitors featured in the foyer outside of the ballroom. They're all listed in your program. Make sure to make your way around, especially at lunchtime. There'll be some time to make your way around and visit everyone. Our coffee and tea this morning is kindly sponsored by Augier. It is located just outside the doors in the ballroom, and there won't be any formal coffee breaks today, so feel free at any time to run out and grab a cup and come back. You will require a ticket for your lunch. They should have been given to you at the registration desk. If you don't have one, just please see someone at the registration desk and get your lunch ticket for later. Also, you should have found a flyer on your seat about a study that we're conducting on inclusion. If you're interested in participating, please follow the instructions on the flyer, and the box will be at the registration desk where you can drop it off later. So, this is the 4th annual Mental Health Symposium, and the Alex Panton Foundation is grateful for all of your support, all of the support from the local community since we were launched 4 years ago now. Can you imagine that? We're especially grateful to all of our sponsors who allow the symposium to take place each year with no attendance fees for our delegates. Thank you to our platinum sponsor, DART, and our many gold sponsors of this year's event, including Burger King, Tower, the Ministry of Health, Environment, Youth and Culture, the Ministry of Community Affairs, Health City Cayman Islands, the Wellness Center, Cineco, and Compass Media. We would also like to thank all of the other sponsors and exhibitors who helped make this event free of charge. Thanks to all of you that have supported us in other ways over the past 4 years as well, helping us to fund the very important work of the Foundation. The Foundation cannot do what it does without you, and we are extremely appreciative. This year's theme, Youth Mental Wellness, Reflection, Recovery, Resilience, is in recognition of the very difficult year that we all faced through 2020, but in particular, our young people. Throughout today's event, we will reflect on the extraordinary challenges of the past year, We will discuss the collaborative recovery efforts put in place by the Alex Panton Foundation and other partner agencies. And we will discuss the various ways that we can help to build resilience in our community. We will be emailing you after the event a survey, and we encourage you to complete that survey so that we can get your valuable feedback on how we can improve our annual symposium. We will also like to include in this email details of how to access our speaker presentations today. So all the presentations will be recorded and available later on. Alternatively, we do have surveys also on the registration table. If you're one of the persons like me who like to fill it out in hand, you can fill it out and leave it on your way out at the Alex Panton Foundation desk. For those of you who are requiring CME certificates, you can also collect these at the registration desk on your way out. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our phenomenal leader, Jane Panton, founder and chairperson of the Alex Panton Foundation. Jane and Wayne founded the Alex Panton Foundation in memory of their son, Alex, in an effort to help the Cayman Islands community improve mental health awareness and provide support for children and adolescents. Join me in welcoming Jane Panton.
Thank you, Lizette. No, really, thank you. I have to let everyone know the vital role that this lovely lady plays in this foundation and this symposium here today. Miss Lizette Yearwood is first and foremost to me a wonderful friend and a founding member of the Alex Panton Foundation. I actually met Lizette through Alex, who is the mother of beautiful Kelsey, one of Alex's dearest friends in high school. Also shattered by Alex's loss, Lizette, along with Kelsey, shared my dream of educating the public on mental illness in teenagers, but to more importantly, help break the stigma of seeking help for mental illness, which caused people to retreat and suffer in silence. Along with Alex's other good friend, Haley Robinson, who also happens to be Kelsey's best friend, and Haley's mother, Charmaine McGowan, we formed the foundation in memory of Alex to try and ensure that no other lives were shattered as ours was through a misunderstanding and misconceptions of mental illness. I credit these wonderful ladies, along with Alex's other very good friend, Kaylin Bodden, with the success of the mission of the foundation from the beginning, marked by the incredible turnout here today. Miss Lizette, in her other very busy life, is a registered nurse and is the Chief Executive Officer of the Cayman Islands Health Services Authority, HSA, with overall responsibility for the day-to-day operations of the Cayman Islands Hospital, Faith Hospital, and district health centers and clinics across all 3 islands. Ms. Yearwood assumed leadership of the Health Services Authority during a very difficult period in the organization's history, with support from her senior management team and the HSA board. She has led various strategic initiatives, resulting in a financial turnaround and the achievement of the organization's first clean audit opinion in 2018. Congrats again, Lizette. So, holding over 26 years of progressive experience in local and international healthcare settings, she has received the 2013 Medal of Honor, the 2015 National Heroes Day Emerging Pioneer in Health Award, and the 2021 Cayman Islands Certificate and Badge of Honor in response from meritorious services rendered in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. As you can tell, we're so lucky to have Ms. Liz on our team, leading the charge on working with Tower to pull off this symposium with an unprecedented number of registrations. Ms. Lizette has very graciously agreed to be our program moderator today. Thank you again. So, good morning, everyone. It is my distinct privilege to extend a very warm welcome to each of you to the 4th Annual Alex Panton Foundation Youth Mental Health Symposium. We are so blessed and privileged to gather here today without any restrictions due to the worldwide pandemic. I would like to publicly thank the Governor and the Premier and the decision makers of the government for leading us into this bubble of insulation from the pandemic. Although we may have felt that our lockdown orders were restrictive and that being confined in lockdown would have long-term effect on our mental health, especially our kids, we now realize that the reality could be so much worse if we had not complied with those restrictions. I would also like to thank the Cayman public because on a whole, we were on board with the mandates to keep us Cayman strong. There were no protests against lockdown or wearing of masks like in other countries where the pandemic is still raging. Thank you, Cayman, for understanding that our sacrifices then provided the foundation for the freedoms and normality that we're enjoying now. Thanks also to people like Lynn Biles. Is Lynn around? Lynn created the Facebook and Instagram group Cayman Strong to help us feel necessary kinship and unity and understand that we were all in this together. I recognize that even though we're almost back to living normal lives, the entire Cayman Islands community, along with the rest of the world, has experienced an unprecedented disruption in our lives, even more so in our youth. Those that were meant to graduate did so without their classmates by their side, and learning was done in solitude at home. It is important that we look back on the last year and help set up our youth with the tools that they need to navigate a still very uncertain future. The theme of this year's symposium, Youth Mental Wellness, Reflection, Recovery, Resilience, recognizes the turbulent year that 2020 was for Cayman's youth. Throughout the program today, we will look back on the effects of COVID-19 pandemic on our youth's mental health, the recovery efforts of the APF during this time through various virtual interactive programs such as Stay In and Chill, conducted by our Clinical and Education Committee, how the Foundation's Youth Ambassador Program reached out to their peers to offer support and guidance through videos and interactive chats. You will learn about the phenomenal impact of the emotional literacy programs Zippy's and Apple's Friends is having on our children 5 to 9 years old, helping to learn coping skills for difficult situations, thereby giving them the tools to become resilient adults. We also offered support groups for 18 to 30 years old, facilitated by Shane Purcell and Dr. Alexandra Bodden. And in the last few weeks, we added an online support group for teenagers facilitated by Dr. Shari Smith. We are especially very proud of the impact of these programs over the past year, which helped to build a stronger, more compassionate Cayman. I would like to sincerely thank the program leads, Mr. Bill Lamont and Kristen Jackson of the Youth Ambassadors Program, and Doctors Erica Lam, Catherine Day, and Xenia Saturo of the Emotional Literacy Program for dedicating many hours of their own time, completely unpaid, to drive these programs to the level of success they are today. I would also like to take this time to mention a very quiet force that helped pull the ELP program together in a national rollout in all government primary schools and many primary schools across the Cayman Islands in 2020. Today, I would like to thank our former administrative coordinator, Ms. Janine Jacobs, who worked tirelessly with, is Janine in here? I asked her to come. Anyway, she's out at the registration desk volunteering, but Janine worked tirelessly with 28 master trainers and 190 teachers to ensure that the materials were delivered to the schools and that everything was in order to deliver this program to some 2,000 children in the 2020 school year. Janine is now pursuing a career in applied behavioral analysis, as her passion is helping specially challenged children become happier, more productive, and resilient adults. We wish Janine the best in her admirable endeavor. Janine is probably, like I said, thank you, Janine. She was outside volunteering at the registration desk. And thank you for coming inside, and I'll just say thank you very much again. And they heard about all the great things that you did to bring the ELP program together to over 2,000 students last semester. So thank you. Give her a clap again. Yes, thanks. We're also very happy to have Ms. Sarah Pearson taking over this post. Sarah has hit the ground running under the great tutelage of Janine and has expressed that although you have to be something of an octopus to get the job done effectively, she's finding it very rewarding. Welcome, Sarah, and Sarah's probably running around outside as well. We would also like to welcome our new treasurer, from the public accounting firm Rawlinson and Hunter, Ms. Amanda Bako. Is Amanda in? Who joined us in October 2020. Thank you, Amanda, for volunteering, and thank you to Rawlinson and Hunter for allowing Amanda to assist us in this very important function of the Foundation executive. These two new additions to our very dedicated and hardworking team enable the Foundation to carry out our mission through the various important programs. One significant and prideful accomplishment during this past year was having suicide decriminalized in the Cayman Islands through the amendment of the Penal Code. Sincere thanks to Attorney Samuel Bulgin. Thank you, Mr. Bulgin, and thank you for being here. And his team, and our own Haley Robinson. Thank you, Haley, our Deputy Chair, who is driving force behind this very important achievement. This is a huge step in helping to remove the stigma from seeking mental help and mental wellness insurance benefits in the near future. Excuse me. The agenda today is jam-packed with a variety of very interesting topics in the mental health field, being delivered by experts and people who have much experience in their topic. You will hear from our Governor and the Minister of Health and the Minister of Education reflecting on the effects of the pandemic and how the APF programs have helped recovery and resilience in their respective areas of oversight. You will also learn about our high school students, or what our high school students are thinking about the issues that affect their mental health and their views on coping and access to health care when Dr. Lam and Mr. Ivan McLean present the results of the mental health portion of the Cayman Islands Student Drug Use Survey. Carolina Ferreira of the Red Cross will also tell us about lessons learned from the Red Cross Mobile Health and Wellness Project, which was carried out over a 5-week period following the pandemic lockdown. Our well-known psychiatrist, 21 years on the island, Dr. Mark Lockhart, Chair of the Mental Health Commission, will speak on youth challenges and resilience amidst the pandemic. We should also expect a very lively panel discussion on youth mental health and how they have been recovering and challenges that exist as they strive to build resilience. This panel will be moderated by the Youth Ambassador Program Coordinator, Mr. Bill Lamont, and will comprise of a teacher, a social worker, a parent, and 2 students from our Youth Ambassador program. We will hear personal stories from 4 very admirable teenagers of the Youth Ambassador program regarding the importance of inclusion as we strive to create a more compassionate world where we all feel accepted and free to be who we are. You will find on your seats a flyer that tells about our inclusion survey. Simply complete the slip and drop it in at the box at our Youth Ambassador booth, and someone will contact you. Shannon Seymour of the Wellness Center will speak about a topic that many of us parents will be very interested in: parental attachment and child anxiety. We as parents can make a difference in our anxious child's lives if we understand our role in child anxiety and understand how possibly being overprotective can have the opposite of the intended effect. I'm not sure if that's the whole gist of it, but I think it might be something like that. You will also hear from Martina Jackson, who will speak about her recovery from depression and the use of the creative part of her brain to produce art in her recovery process. I'm really looking forward to hearing Martina's story, which she has titled "Out of My Mind, Drawing Light Out of Darkness." We will also reveal to you plans for an exciting new partnership between the Cayman Islands Crisis Center and the Alex Panton Foundation. Please ensure you stay around after lunch to hear about this from Carol Ann of the Crisis Center and Dr. Lam of the APF. Finally, you will hear about the emotional literacy program and how it has helped in the mental health recovery during and after lockdown, and the data collected from the teachers and the difference the program has made with the students who have completed the full program. I'm very grateful for each of you coming here today, as I know you are interested in doing your part to build a more resilient Cayman through our children and youth. I hope you will come away today feeling even more empowered to enrich a life impacted by mental illness and support a better future for us here in our beloved Cayman Islands. Thank you again for attending. May your lives be positively impacted by your time spent here today. Thank you very much.